Opportunity costs? What are those? Everyone makes choices. These choices are related to economics, therefore each person is an economist. As an economist, you should become aware of some economic terms, so let's go back to those choices. There is a trade-off to consider when making choices. With these choices, you come across opportunity costs, substituting one thing for another. The cost for the good you did not choose is the opportunity cost. A better definition is the loss of a potential gain from other alternatives when one is chosen. It's often called the next best thing or implicit cost. Recognizing trade-offs is often important when looking at opportunity costs. Nearly every decision requires a trade-off. You can't be two places at once, so you have to choose one thing or another, and the decisions you made to choose that thing over the other things are the opportunity costs. So when I think about opportunity costs, I think about how many opportunity costs COVID-19 has incurred on everyone. A specific example would be this past Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving looked a lot different for many families, including my own. A decision everyone makes each Thanksgiving is how they are going to spend it. Many families have traditions and spend holidays with each other. Some celebrate in their own way with close friends. However, everyone's decision this year was heavily influenced by COVID-19. The CDC posted information on their website that could help people with determining the opportunity costs of the different ways to spend Thanksgiving. This provides you with the information on the risks associated with traveling. This one gives you information on what to do if you must travel this Thanksgiving. These last ones help you by giving you the rundown on how to attend or host a gathering safely, as well as giving you ideas on other ways to spend this holiday. You then have to determine what the opportunity costs of spending Thanksgiving with friends and family versus spending it alone, not celebrating, or celebrating virtually would be. The opportunity cost of spending Thanksgiving with friends and family was the risk or chance of being exposed to COVID, whether it be an unknown exposure from a relative or exposure from traveling. This opportunity cost could be reduced if friends and family all decided to get a test or quarantine prior to the holiday. However, it would be greater if you were traveling. Choosing to do a virtual celebration or celebrating in your own home with whoever lives with you has its own opportunity costs. The opportunity cost would be a loss of what you would normally be doing on the holidays. For those that celebrate with family, Thanksgiving could be the first time they see each other after a while, so there would be a loss of that quality time that you are used to having with your friends or family. Especially since you probably haven't had that face-to-face time in a while and have only been communicating virtually recently. Another opportunity cost that I would genuinely miss and would be a deal breaker for me is the food. I would miss my mom and aunt's homemade meal and would not even try to take on the feat of cooking my own Thanksgiving dinner. It has now come time to weigh the opportunity costs. There may also be extenuating circumstances that make your decision for you. If you have high-risk family members, you might feel strongly about not going anywhere to celebrate because the risk of exposure to COVID is more severe. For example, my brother decided to not come to our family Thanksgiving along with his wife and 4-month-old baby because they did not want to risk exposure to their child. As for me, I celebrated with my mom's side of the family because we live in a small town and have a small family, so it still followed guidelines. I also live with or see these people often, so the risk was not as great or was not greater than it would be any other day. However, you may decide differently, and that's what's so great about opportunity costs. They're different for everyone, so depending on what you think the opportunity costs are for each decision will change how you weigh them. They're based on what choice you think is best. Now that you have learned about opportunity costs, you can better evaluate your options this holiday season. I challenge you to look into the choices you are making and what you are giving up and to start thinking like an economist.